everyone. Good evening. Joe will be right here. We have to get something. Okay. Well, we hope you're all having a good evening. This is Wednesday and November 26th. So thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Joe. Oh, gotta fix your hair on the other side.
Both sides?
No, the other side.
Oh.
That side.
Both sides are important, right?
I can't see
Okay,
it,
that's
see it
great. That's perfect.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
perfect.
Yeah. There we are. So, here, I'll get closer.
Okay.
So, I said good evening.
Okay. Yes.
And I hope your week is going well. We've been busy work and we're putting out shorter videos. If anyone's noticed, just something in the, in between times when we're not on.
Short video. 15,
Short.
17
15
minutes.
17 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a topic.
And we'll be spotlighting more other people's videos too, certain ones, but that I think personally are just as friends here are awakening in many different ways. See, so as is the state of religion and spirituality and mindfulness and all that good stuff. That's awakening too, all around. So the information's coming out too. It really wasn't available. It wasn't available before. It's not new information. It's just the big churches, the institutions, suppressed it. It's not being suppressed anymore. Now it's being expressed. So
not being suppressed.
It's
If
you're awakening, it's what's being served, so to speak. It's like waking up in the morning to whatever is being served for the day, and it's for you to consider.
So we've got a lot of folks here already, and ExJW Coulter, Seth,
Glasses
and Jane Mars, Matthew, Malay Gray. Hi, Matthew.
Hello all.
Happy thoughts from UK. And Dallas. Thanks for joining us, Dallas. Oh, let's see.
I should ask the question, is everybody aware of Thanksgiving, the celebration that takes place?
In the United States, it's tomorrow.
Yeah. Whereas I think was it just before this in Canada?
Yes, Canada already had theirs.
Canada's
Yes. Seth said my very active mother-in-law said they had a talk that some holidays are total conscience matters, like Thanksgiving. I somehow feel that isn't true, but we shall see. That's interesting.
Yeah. And the question is, do you need someone to direct your conscience for you? Or is your conscience your conscience? So if someone tries to direct your conscience, maybe they don't respect you.
Yeah.
So self-respect would mean that you control your conscience.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Jane Spitfire, glad to see you here. She said my favorite pair of lovers. That's so nice.
Love
Thank
you.
you. We're all lovers. And of course, Shauna, we couldn't do this without Shauna.
No.
Thank you, Shauna, for being here. Let's see. I'm chilling. Again, I'm on time. Good for you. And let's see. Oh, Jim Acker. Hi, Jim. Good to see you here. And let's see. Jim Acker. Hi, Jim. We got to repeat there. Anyone else I missed? Willie B 933. Beverly Harward. Hi, Beverly. And I don't see John Marciano. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, John's
usually the first one. So, okay. Well, as others come in, we welcome you. And yes, happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. for those that are celebrating it, we'll be making a
Or
turkey.
whatever you're doing tomorrow.
Right.
Whatever.
We'll be making a turkey and bringing it over to Joe's
How you make a turkey?
sisters. We're going to cook a turkey.
Oh, you're
I'm
going to
sorry.
cook a turkey.
Dear. We're going to cook a turkey in the oven, and then we're going to bring it over to Joe's sisters. And he has 3 sisters. We're going to have it over there tomorrow, and they'll bring all the other fixings to go with it. So we kind of split it up.
Yeah.
So anyway, Seth wants to do the
Oh, it'd be
birthdays and
nice.
the anniversaries.
Yes, it
So
would be
when you're
nice.
ready, Seth.
I am here. Can everyone hear me?
Oh, beautiful.
Well.
Very well. You got a good
good. I'm glad. Well, it is, wow, we're almost at the end of November. Wow. There's not another show in November, is there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here we go. November 1st, Tyler Aarons. November 2nd, we have Devin and Dino Tedesca. On November 4th, we have Sherry and Annie. On November 5th, we have Tom Ross, Allie Doyle, and Caitlin. On November 6th, we have Michelle Stump. November 8th is Maria Marciano. That's John's mom. And November 9th, we have John Marciano and Amber Hubbard. November 10th, we have John Briggs. November 11th, Ryan Ayen. November 13th, we have Thomas Hodgson, Cheryl Soleto, Missy Chick, Trevor Wall. November 14th, Shannon Hamilton and Nadine Davies. On November 15th, you have Kev Gowen and Corey Carter. November 16th, Steph Woke Up, ExJW Rosie. November 17th, you have Matt Kiefer. November 18th, you have Bobby Burns and Tanya Smith. November 21st, you have Bill Keeler. November 23rd, Angie Havens and Vicky O'Rourke. November 24th, you have Sue Carleo and Malia Thompson. November 25th, you have Tori, which is David's wife. November 26th, you have Margie Stone. November 29th, you have Felicity and Elaine Braindrain. And November 30th, Wesley Slate. Happy birthday! Here's your song. Yeah, good job, Coda.
Great job.
He loves singing and dancing to the birthday song. So here we are, November anniversaries. We have November 5th, Rich and Tanya, 42 years. November 7th, we had Mr. and Mrs. Bob. They were married for 27 years. On November 14th, you have Sam and Beverly Harwood, married for 38 years. November 15th, Tad and Kumi, married for 30 years. And November 15th, Sam and Beverly's granddaughter got married. So congratulations in order for them. November 21st, you have Mr. CIA and wife, 55 years. That's amazing. Congrats to that. November 22nd, Jay and his wife, 29 years. So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Oh, yes, we need to.
Okay, Coda, calm down a little bit. Boy, he gets into these birthdays and anniversaries. He loves them. Okay, so we want to highlight the events coming up as well. Upcoming events. I believe you have December 20th at 6 p.m. There's an Exit Generation. It's a Phoenix meetup at 6 p.m. So that's something to look forward to if you're in the Phoenix area. 4 p.m. in Tempe, Arizona. So they currently have a reservation for 10 people. So be sure, if you're going to that one, to RSVP, because it really matters for something that size in order to make it. And that's being organized by the Liberati, and you can go to their webpage there and figure out how to sign up for that. And December 24th, ExJW Christmas celebration. I love that. We got our Christmas tree up back there, if you can't tell. I'm an early person. I start the day after Halloween because we haven't been able to do it for so many years. So we start early. But join us for warm and nostalgic games, complimentary dinner, breakfast, and limited overnight rooms. Where is this at again? This is in Indianapolis. Okay. Hey, that's not too far up the road from me. So be sure to get a hold of Jen right there, and she'll take care of you. Make sure you have some fun. That sounds really fun, actually.
Seth, can I interrupt?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Jen has a bed and breakfast. That's what they do for business.
Oh, that's awesome.
What they're doing is offering a free night to stay at their place. If you guys can make it, this would be really good. And the dinner and the breakfast, it's all on Jen and her husband. The only thing they ask is that you bring a gift that you can share. But otherwise, if anyone can go, it is December 10th. No, when is it? What's the date?
December 24th.
Okay, so we have some time, but Jen needs to know. So there is an email on there. So please let her know. This is very generous of Jen to extend her bed and breakfast, and it's beautiful. We've never been there, but I've seen pictures of it. And if anyone can do that, either the 2 days or 1 day, she needs to know. So yeah, if you're not too far from there, you might consider it, Seth.
Yeah, I'm Googling how far I am right now. I'm 6 hours and 52 minutes away. That's not too bad.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's further for us. And also, it's not up there yet, but we are having an ExJW Christmas party on December 28th. So it will be a few days after Christmas, and that will be up soon. We're working on all the technicalities for that, but it will be Sunday, December 28th from 1 to 4. And
we'll throw our... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, I was just going to say that will be from 1 to 4 on Sunday, December 28th, and we'll have it up there by next week.
Felicia and I will throw our hat into the ring as well. We're having a small party, and a lot of ExJWs actually will be there. And it's not really a meetup per se. It's people we already know and have interaction with, but there will be some other people there too. But that'll be on the 20th. If anyone wants to come to the Ozarks area, you're more than welcome to stop by for a good old Christmas dinner on December 20th, and just a little fun there. So you can get a hold of me if you want to come to that, if you're in the area.
How did they get a hold of you, Seth? What's the best way?
You can email me. If you can go to my YouTube page, and I think my email's in the bio. It's exjwcolters@gmail.com.
Okay, so we got a lot of things going on. If anyone else knows of any meetups, please let us know. And let's see, we want to welcome Sten and Thomas Hodson. Let's see, anyone else new? Happy Thoughts. I think we mentioned Happy Thoughts, yes. Okay. And also, if we can put up Vern's, we've got a, let's see, a donation for Vern. Okay, there it is. Please help Vern with the care he needs by December 9th. It's coming up. and they do need to get more. When Shun is able to give some more information on that, maybe she can come on. But it's a GoFundMe, and you can go right to ExJWFriends. He is having a procedure done, which is not covered by their health insurance. So if anyone can donate, they would greatly appreciate any amount that you can give. We know that Vern has been waiting a long time for this, so we hope that it works out for him and that he gets the care that he needs.
And if I could just add one more thing to that in itself, and most everyone watching, they all know how wonderful Vern really is to the ExJW community, with the website, with the YouTube page, the videos, these things. So we want to make sure Vern gets the help he needs. That way we can enjoy them. Because I tell you what, I watched probably 4 or 5 of them last night. I was just one after another. I'm like, the way the videos come together are so good. It's just, it's so good. So let's rally around our friend.
Yeah, we'd like to support him.
Thank you, Shauna, for putting those up. Any other announcements? We just give our love to Debbie. She's been going through a lot of difficulties, and Sharon, and also Mr. CIA. And we know who you are.
Yeah.
So we hope that you feel better and get stronger.
Yeah, and do what you need to do to make adjustments that you need to make to be comfortable and safe and happy.
Yes. I think your pen is way down low.
Oh, too low.
Seth reminded us that we forgot to put our pins on, so thank you, Seth.
No.
We need all the reminders we can get. So
everyone does.
That's right, all of us. And
did I tell you I have my ornament, my ExJW ornament on the tree?
That's great.
It looks just like the pin. Looks just like the pin. So
it's actually an ornament?
Well, I'm in the process of getting it ornamentized.
Yes,
it'll be neat.
Pictures.
Nice.
Yeah, those, let's see. I don't have the pictures. I know you sent some. I lost them. Okay. Anyway.
Nice, Seth.
Thank you. Thank you for doing the birthdays and anniversaries, Seth. You did a great job. So tonight's topic is love doesn't shun. Love don't shun. So you can take it 2 different ways.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that. But first, you can't. It has to be almost
I'm gonna
up
get
to
straight. I'm gonna get straight.
It almost has to be up.
Gonna get
to your
straight.
neck.
Don't
There
you
we go.
worry.
But first, we have a short video which brings out some interesting information. We'll see if we can connect it to the shunning. I think I know how to connect it.
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Shauna, when you're ready, it's a 7-minute video. So hang in there.
In the deepest vaults beneath the Vatican, where ancient manuscripts rest in climate-controlled darkness, there exists a peculiar anxiety that has persisted for nearly 2,000 years. It is not the fear of thieves or the concern for preservation that troubles the guardians of these texts. It is something far more primordial, a trembling that echoes whenever certain names are whispered in the shadows. Chief among these forbidden utterances is a single word, a name that once commanded the reverence of mystics and philosophers alike: Sophia. The 2nd century Gnostic text, known as the Pistis Sophia, declares with startling clarity, "I am the first and the last. I am the honored one and the scorned one. I am the whore and the holy one. I am the wife and the virgin. I am the silence that is incomprehensible." These words, preserved despite centuries of persecution, reveal a vision of the divine feminine so radical, so transformative, that its mere existence has haunted institutional Christianity since the Council of Nicaea in 325 CE. But this haunting is not supernatural in the conventional sense. It is the spectral presence of suppressed wisdom, the ghostly echo of a spiritual awakening that orthodoxy could neither contain nor completely destroy. What we call the Sophia Vatican haunting is not a tale of restless spirits wandering sacred halls. It is something far more unsettling to established power. It is the persistent return of dangerous knowledge, the resurrection of a worldview that positions divine wisdom as inherently feminine, accessible to all, and fundamentally incompatible with hierarchical religious control. This haunting manifests not in cold spots or mysterious sounds, but in the anxiety that grips religious authorities whenever seekers begin to ask why half of humanity's spiritual expression was systematically erased from the official narrative of Christianity. The terror that Sophia inspires in institutional religion is the fear of awakening itself. The dread of what happens when individuals discover they need no intermediary to access the divine. To understand why Sophia haunts the Vatican, we must first comprehend who she was before the silencing. In the earliest Christian communities, particularly among those groups later branded as heretics, Sophia represented far more than an abstract concept of wisdom. She was the breath of God made manifest, the creative principle through which the divine expressed itself in material reality. The Gnostic cosmologies preserved in texts like the Apocryphon of John and the Hypostasis of the Archons present Sophia as a cosmic being whose very existence challenges every foundation of patriarchal theology. According to these accounts, she was not created by a male god as an afterthought or helpmate. She emanated from the divine source as an equal power, and through her actions, both wisdom and folly, the material universe came into being. The Jewish wisdom tradition had long honored Sophia, or Chokmah in Hebrew, as the first of God's creations and his partner in the act of forming the world. The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, gives voice to her ancient proclamation. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his work, before his deeds of old. I was formed long ages ago, at the very beginning, when the world came to be. This was not merely poetic language. For the wisdom schools of ancient Israel, Sophia represented a genuine theological principle, the feminine aspect of divinity that made creation possible. She was portrayed as playing before God, delighting in the inhabited world, finding joy in the human race. But as Christianity crystallized into institutional form under Roman imperial patronage, this vision of divine wisdom as feminine became increasingly problematic. The councils and synods that defined Orthodox doctrine were gatherings of men, operating within a Greco-Roman cultural framework that viewed women as inherently inferior, their bodies as sources of temptation, their voices as dangerous in public spaces. How could such an assembly tolerate the notion that God's own wisdom, the principle through which salvation itself operated, wore a feminine face? How could they accept that the divine spark within each person, the gnosis or direct knowing of God, required no priestly mediation, no episcopal authority, no submission to institutional hierarchy? The answer was systematic erasure. Beginning in earnest after Emperor Constantine's conversion and the Council of Nicaea's establishment of Orthodox creedal Christianity, texts that featured Sophia prominently were hunted down with the same fervor that would later fuel the Inquisition. The justification was always framed in terms of protecting the faithful from heresy, from dangerous teachings that might lead souls astray. But examine the content of these suppressed texts, and a different pattern emerges. What they threatened was not the souls of believers, but the power structures of an emerging ecclesiastical empire. Sophia taught that wisdom was available to all, that the divine could be encountered directly, that women could be apostles and teachers, that hierarchies of priests and bishops were unnecessary obstacles rather than conduits to God. The Gnostic Gospel of Mary, in which Mary Magdalene appears as the disciple who understands Jesus most deeply, the one to whom he reveals secret teachings, could not be allowed to circulate freely. Imagine the implications. A woman as the primary interpreter of Christ's message, a woman whose spiritual comprehension surpassed that of Peter himself. The text records Peter's discomfort, his challenge to Mary's authority. Did he really speak privately with the woman and not openly to us? Are we to turn about and all listen to her? Did he prefer her to us? The historical Peter's resistance mirrors the institutional church's broader rejection of feminine spiritual authority. Mary's gospel had to be suppressed because it suggested that understanding, not gender or institutional position, qualified one to teach and lead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shauna. Yes, I'm in the comments. Don't agree with this. That's okay. You don't have to.
How do I want to say this? Information isn't presented to agree or disagree. Of course, if you want to disagree, that's fine.
Or to believe or not to believe.
That's just fine. But there's a lot of information out there. And frankly, if we, how do I want to say this? If we feel we have to agree or disagree with everything, we're going to tire ourselves out. We're going to wear ourselves down. And we may even lock ourselves out of understanding, just because we don't agree with something. See, and that's up to your own prerogative. But just understand that when all the information is laid out in front of you, the decision becomes clear. If you have a decision in front of you. But this is where information is helpful. We need the information laid out in front of us. Judgment comes after you have all the information. All the information.
Shauna just wondered, are we going to open the stage tonight for ones to come on? Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we have a guest.
Oh, Shauna, I asked.
Yeah, she.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, anytime you want to. We might have a guest come on.
Yeah.
He's in Arizona, and he had to work late, and it might work out. It might not work out with Thanksgiving.
We'll be flexible.
But in the meantime, can I just read this?
Please do.
We have an experience from Mexico, from one of our ExJWs there, and she writes, recently in the congregation we are supposed to be attending a new build. More than 50 JWs, including a former circuit overseer, notice I said former, left the organization and formed their own religion.
Ooh.
They preach from door to door about the lies the JW organization has been telling for a long time, but they go door to door.
Well, we can start.
We would like to find them to chat, but we have not been successful. So I don't know if they're being secretive or what. Her husband found out about it from some of his employees, fleshly sisters and spiritual. He has to have regular one-on-one with the employees. They were upset by this event, and because their father, a former elder, was so badly treated by the other elders, they left, and so did their fleshly brothers. So the two sisters are alone. The person who's writing this, her husband tried hard to discover the name, but we imagine that the sisters were told not to tell anybody. Maybe someday we will find them. Also, this ex-sister went to visit an elder who has a shoe repair shop near our house. He was surprised to see me, asked why I do not believe in Jehovah anymore or the organization. I told him about the CSA issue. He said he has handled more than one case. Of course, he said that if the parents or child want to go to the authorities, they can. I asked questions about the perpetrator. He said they are disfellowshipped but when I asked about after, if they return, are they monitored? He said yes, but if the JWs in the congregation are not made aware of his actions, it would be easy for him to offend again. He said, leave it in Jehovah's hands. I asked, what about now? What about the years of pain and sorrow the victim needs to endure? No satisfying answers. So anyway, uh, that happened in Mexico. That's all we're going to be able to say. And if we get more information on that, so it was a CO that left, as well as a whole bunch in the congregation. Did they say 50 altogether? More than 50 JWs, including, yeah, 50 left this one congregation. So, and they formed their own religion and they're going door to door telling about the JWs, what they're really like.
You know, through any of these accounts, it's so clear. It's just crystal clear that there is no spoken interest and concern for the victims. Only the justification for whether or not the person wants to go to the authorities or not, but never that the organization takes responsibility for making it known. They do not want to make it known. They know that if they make it known, well, it'll show that they're not safe. That organization isn't safe for families, which it's not. And this is perfectly suited to the hunting and predatory activity that pedophiles have. They say, this is perfect. Your policies work great for us, they say. That way we have free access and we will continue. And frankly, they know that the elders don't want to do anything about it to upset the pedophiles, because they know the pedophiles have the goods on elders as well. There's many elders and others in the congregation that the predators can blow the whistles on. It's a game. They're playing it together. They think they're winning, but and people are getting hurt. The children and people who enter that organization, and most religions, I know for sure, the Catholic religion, absolutely. Jehovah's Witnesses, absolutely. And talk with anyone else who's in a big religion. Ask them what's going on.
Speaking of religions,
Mormons, etc.
Speaking of religions, Joe and I were in a thrift store today, and it's run by the Methodist Church, I think. Yeah, the Methodist Church. And so they recognized us because we had a consignment shop and everything. So anyway, the man came over and he started talking to us and to Joe. And he said they had to close down the church in Herkimer, the Methodist Church in Herkimer, because they only had 30 in attendance. And they had a lot of repairs that they needed. This is a huge church.
Yeah, massive expenses for like redoing the roof.
Yeah, lots.
And like 100 some odd thousand.
So anyway, now they moved the thrift store over to this one in the nearby town in Ilion. And he was saying that we were shocked. He said ministers, just a regular minister, they pay them $100,000 a year. So they give them $60,000 for wages, $20,000 for medical, and $20,000 for housing expenses.
Unbelievable.
Our jaws just dropped. It's like, oh my goodness. So if that's in a little town that Ilion is, I can't imagine what they get in these bigger areas.
Yeah, and that's the reason why so many churches are closing down. Like, who wants to pay a person that doesn't have a job and give him a job just so he can basically have free access to your children, as well as tell you lies, as well as live off of your donations to him? Why would someone want to support someone like that. They don't anymore. They don't. And on the other side of that, there's so many pastors, ministers that are saying, we're through. We're through. We don't want any part of this for many reasons. Conscience matter. They're leaving. So, and that's a good thing for everyone all around. But I'm always going to play the part of the family with children. Families with children are targeted by the pedophiles. Pedophiles know where families with children go. They know. That's their focus. So you can change organizations, you can change locations, change churches, change religions. You're being watched. You're being watched. Be very watchful. Be very careful. You may want to get your spiritual care elsewhere, other than those institutions where people like that have free access. You may have to think very seriously about that, because you've been warned. We've all been warned. We've all been absolutely warned.
Mm-hmm. So as far as the theme goes about being shunned,
Yeah.
because what we were told when we were witnesses is love. Shunning is a loving thing. If we shun the person will come back to Jehovah. And it's a lie. Shunning is harmful. Shunning is really bad. And deep down, I felt wrong for shunning. And so I was just going to tie that in to the Sophia thing, because the Sophia model is our intuition,
Yeah.
our gut feeling. And many times we don't listen to our gut feeling, and we listen to someone that we think has more authority.
Well, a comment was made by one of the in the chat room that they don't like being told what to think and told.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get that. See, the people in the organization are being told that the loving thing is shunning. Well, they don't bother asking if that's what the people feel in their hearts to do. They don't care about that. So you're just being told that that's the loving thing, and that's what they do with so many other things. So this is where I would ask even the ones that are listening now, the ones who are in the organization, the active witnesses who might be listening right now, and some of the representatives who might be listening right now. Do you feel that people need to be told how to react, how to control and run their own consciences? Us, the individuals, do we feel we need someone to tell us how my conscience should react to something? Or rather, is that something should be left up to us? And if someone's trying to, influence our conscience that much, how much respect do they have for us? Mm-hmm. And the question becomes, what does it result in besides? What's the fruitage of that kind of activity? And we'd like to hear from others if they'd like to weigh in on.
Yes, we've got the StreamYard link in the chat.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to come on,
what do you
tell
think
us about
shunning? The effect of it. Do you feel that it in fact is the loving thing because it causes the person to think more deeply and to feel cut to the heart and beg to come back to seek what they lost? Or on the other hand, do you feel like it's an alienation from God, an alienation from from love, a punishment for betraying trust and for betraying confidence in each other, like a revenge for not staying loyal? We were all loyal. Why can't you be loyal too? You're not going to be loyal. We're going to burn you. We'll show you. Because, see, the idea is that that'll put everyone else in fear of doing anything to upset their togetherness. In other words, your conscience and your choices, our personal choices, do not matter. They do not matter. What matters is compliance. And to state that it's love, well, what's the fruitage of all this activity? If anyone wants to.
I got a thought here. Happy Thought says, an an ex-friend who is still a JW lives in the same apartment building as me. Her shunning 3 of us is noticed by all the others who live here. It's not a good witness. They don't see it as loving. And that kind of goes along with Just June. We had her interview last week, and she put out she was on someone else's video, and she frequents this coffee shop just about every day, and so does this witness couple. And this witness couple and Deanna, or Just June, they were very close friends, very close. And so when she was in the coffee shop the other day, this couple came in, and as soon as they saw her, or I don't know, vice versa, I think they were there first, and then Deanna came in, and they had their coffee or whatever they had, and they just got up and they left. And everybody noticed, everybody in the coffee shop. Well, everybody in the coffee shop knows Deanna, and they go, what was that all about? So Deanna said, well, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, and they are, and I left, and they're not, they're shunning me. And she was able to explain the whole thing. And all the people in the coffee shop thought it was terrible. And then the brother comes back in to get a refill on his coffee, and they just kind of looked at him like in disbelief. So like Happy Thoughts said, if they think they're giving a good witness, they're crazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
Felicitable
Hello,
Beauty.
Felicitable.
Hi, thank you for joining us. You have to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I was just thinking that the people in the organization, they really feel that they have to be loyal to Jehovah. They don't even care about their own thoughts, their feelings, as we know, those around them in the congregation. And it comes from a good place, for sure. They're really trying hard to honor that. So I really think that people really need to think about really do the research about the deity of Jehovah, and think about, you can go from, if Jehovah's a loving God, but he Shun. You could go that way, or you could just unravel like the whole history of the ancient God Jehovah in the Hebrew scriptures. And I love, I forgot the name, but I had done that a few years ago. I forgot, there's a really good video out there. And it talks about how basically Satan and Jehovah in the Bible, their identities are reversed. If I think of it, I'll type it in, but it went out of my mind. But
Okay.
it's just so many different like ways you can go, like with your research about Jehovah. I mean, even the Masons like use Jehovah, which means all gods. So like there's a lot of research, and you can settle wherever you wish. But I feel like that's like the big thing, because that controls everything. And if people start to unravel that, then they can, I think the shunning will go away. They don't feel so stuck and hurt, like they don't feel like they're disappointed, and they're like, it's affecting their spirituality. Spirituality is confused. It's individualized. God wants, it's about us personally. That's what God wants us to be okay inside. Not, it's the opposite of what Jehovah's Witnesses believe. And it's just something that people have to kind of discover on their own. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, Felicitable, I think people are discovering it on their own, and they're
Yeah,
here. And
that's
they're
great.
coming, as to whether or not, if everyone will, I really don't think so. But I'm glad for the ones that are, and we
Yeah.
feel And let's say they did. We know ones that shunned for years, and frankly, they're not. They're very unhappy that they did. They regret it deeply.
It's so. I have a funny story. A couple weeks ago, I was walking. It's like an outdoor mall, and I was just like doing my thing, and I saw these like there were witnesses that were in like a couple congregations back, but they knew my family really well, but my husband's side. So I'm like, I had the name in my head, but I had the mother's first name and not hers. And the two ladies, they were sisters, so I only knew one of them. And one of them I know what left, like, I don't know if she was ever baptized, but they were hanging out together, which was funny. But I'm like, which one? I'm like, which one is it? Because they look like identical. And it was so funny. So I got the name. So they came up close to me, like, and I'm like, it's you. I was like, and they're like, hi. And they said my first name. And then they just kept like the sister that was a witness, she just kept like, was like a power walk. She kept walking. And I don't know if it was because she was with someone who wasn't a witness or if it was me. I have no idea because I wasn't in the last congregation with them. I have no idea. But it happened like I haven't had like many encounters recently, and it was just in an area that I'm not normally in. It was just like it took me off guard.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was funny. I have no idea. It could have been me, it could have been them, but it's not always us. Sometimes it could be them.
Oh, true.
It's funny.
Yeah,
All right.
Thank you.
on.
Yeah, stick around. Annie, hello.
Just have to unmute yourself, Annie, if you can. And when you come on the StreamYard, you have to get yourself off of YouTube so we don't get an echo. Or you can just mute yourself on YouTube. Mute your mic if you're sitting. Nope. We'll wait for you, Annie. Take your time. But yeah, like Felicity said, you don't know what's going on in their head. Sometimes they see us and they go the other way.
Sometimes you can confuse a person so badly, and it could be explained. Something can be explained, but they're at the point where their mind's so messed up, and it's so distressing that they won't want to stick with it. Mm-hmm. They'll just break off and ignore it and leave because of the distress.
Yeah.
Well, they can also become spiritually messed up in the heart. Yeah. To where, let's say the society said, everybody, we shouldn't shun anymore. Let's everybody stop shunning. Let's say they did something like that. I question whether or not they'd even be able to do that. So many things would prevent them. You think of the pride factor.
I know.
I think that they've caused a problem that they know that there's really no solution for, except for individuals to choose to not do it anymore. Individuals. And we're seeing that happen, and that's great.
Annie, are you able to unmute yourself?
I tried to ask to unmute. Let's see. I just don't know if it's going through or not.
Okay.
Well, we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Did you have something to say, Seth, about the shunning? Oh, there's Annie. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, thank you.
You're coming in. You're coming
But anyways, okay. That was an interesting experience about being in that coffee shop and it being so noticed, and the ex-witness got to make a good witness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that they really feel that they're being loyal to Jehovah, even if it turns people away from Jehovah, ironically, because they're offended by it and they can see the lack of love. But they just don't get it. Don't get it.
I don't think you can do that to people. I don't think you can confuse them that much and then even pretend to clarify things with them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has their limit, you know. Once you get to a certain point of
yeah,
the
I'm through.
reversal.
Yeah, I'm through. I don't even want to keep trying. I'm
Yep.
through. It's too distressing. It's distracting, and they'll just put more space between you and them. And I think the society knows that they've caused that problem that they can't solve. They know that. But again,
I think once people have witnessed that, that's going to stick with them.
Yeah.
There's, like you said, there's no one doing that.
Except on a personal level. On a personal level. You know, the person that comes and says, you know, I was so foolish. I'm so sorry that I did that. I never should have shunned like that, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Hello,
It would be
Gail.
like,
Hi.
Hi, Gail.
Hi. Sorry for the hat. I'm having a bad hair day.
I like it.
I like it.
Well, can I just say how I feel about shunning?
Please.
To me, I think shunning is the ultimate form of rejection and exclusion from a group. I also I see it more of a punishment than I do anything else.
Yeah.
And it also puts terrible pressure on the family members to thinking that they're going to correct the offender by shunning them, but that isn't going to work. And going to ask ourselves, is this really a loving thing to do to our fellow members in our family? So I ask myself, it's very cruel, and it's not loving at all. So that's just my 2 cents about shunning.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it shows that they're not. The organization isn't honest enough to admit
No.
that they're doing it out of control and not out of love.
And to call it a loving arrangement, that is something that after you leave, you can clearly see how that's just not so. It could never be. For me, I viewed that as a loving arrangement for so long, the shunning process, because I'm like, well, that's their discipline. That's their discipline. They needed a spanking. And, you know, but to rationalize that with a clear mind, it just doesn't make sense to call that a loving arrangement. To shun anybody, it's not loving. That's the opposite of love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. Consider the fruitage. Hello, Dallas.
Hi,
Hi
Darla.
there, y'all.
Hi.
I've been hearing your points so much that I had to contribute to it all.
Go right ahead, Dallas.
I think as a shunning, it's close to, but it's not quite the worst punishment, as Seth said, or as GE said. I've seen much worse, and you know what it is? That it's because they believe it to be a shame to shunning out of shame to the family honor and pride and the community. And I want to tell y'all what I've seen, and it's happened close to me when I lived in Texas. And guess what? It was an honor killings. If y'all ever known about them, that's even worse than shunning.
Yeah.
What was that, Dallas?
Honor killings.
Oh.
I see a point in the comments there that just made me think. It said, and this is true. Jane Spitfire said shunning didn't start until 1952. It was man-made by Watchtower, and I do know that it goes back into Catholic tradition as well, way back. But it's like a man-made rule that makes you listen to man. In any sense that isn't your feeling. I know I shunned people I never wanted to. I shunned people that were my friends, that were my family, that I said, oh, I'll never shun you. And secretly I didn't want to, but I did because it was the rule, and I'd get in trouble if I didn't.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Like,
That's it.
You know,
That's it. See, the society tipped themselves off when they even stated that if they could stone, they feel that stoning would be the thing to do because for the disloyalty or for whatever. I think they said it was for apostates, but for all I know, they don't give any overtures about love. It's always about control and domination. And see, and this is where the person who's still in or questioning has to ask themselves, again, is this something that you want your religion to direct you with? Do you want to be known for that? Because, you're walking around and that badge is on you that says, I'm this, I shun. Um, uh, and you can't spin it to say, but it's loving. It's people in the world know the difference, let alone people in other Christian religions. They know it's not loving. It's isolation. The Norway knows it's not. Other countries, they know it's not.
I don't know if you remember this, but before shunning was mocking, and that was back in the late 70s, and I felt mocking was horrible too because they were mocking. I mean, we had a circuit overseer and his lovely wife. They mocked her because she had a slit in her skirt and no one would work out in service with her. And that's when I thought they were really crazy. I left back in the late 70s and I came back like an idiot in 87. Wow. But I don't know if anybody's ever been rejected. That stays with you forever. Being rejected is a horrible, horrible feeling. And it's a horrible emotion. It's like killing your soul to be rejected by another, be it your family or an organization. But, I was told to shun my daughter, and I refuse to do that. I don't close my door on anybody I love. I never got in trouble for it, but I refuse to do it anyway because I never believed in it.
We're glad, Ken. Thank you.
I'm surprised I'm not disfellowshipped. They're still calling me up. I don't get it.
That's kind of what that's the weird thing about it. So I'm not disfellowshipped either, but I get shunned. Of course, I made it known, and they have reason to shun. They don't really have reason, but you know what I mean. But in their book, they have a reason to shun. The crazy thing is, I've never been before a judicial committee. I've never, they've never gave a marking talk or they can't. But yet I'm still shunned. So that is such an interesting process. Anyway, it's so fake.
They gave when Joe and I first woke up, and all we did was go to 2 elders, and this was on Zoom because it was during COVID, and no one else knew about it in the congregation. We told our children our concerns because of the CSA, and shortly after that, and excuse me, we did talk to that ex-circuit overseer that brought us in, Dan Houghton, and he got in touch with the elders in our congregation. He got in touch with our children, and he said Joe and Fran are into some very dangerous things. And then
oh boy,
they didn't call it a marking talk. They were gentle on us. They said it's a warning talk, but it was the same thing. If people didn't know, all of a sudden, the gossip starts. Yeah. And if I could just read, one of our friends is listening in, and I will not use his name, but he said, in my experience, being reinstated was even harder than being disfellowshipped, because even when you're forgiven by the elders, people in the congregation will still look at you sideways, and they can take a very long time, like it was in my case, to ever get privileges. So in a big sense, you're still on trial.
He's correct. I actually have a personal experience. I left, and the circuit overseer and an elder came to visit me and begged me to stay. And I said, no, I'm taking off. I said, I'm going back out in the world, but I came back in 87. But this is one elder to grab me, and he said, you know what, Gail? He goes, you may be excited you're coming back, but forget it. They're not going to treat you as one of them once you've been disfellowshipped. I said, you're kidding me. He goes, nope.
You know,
And those words stung in my head for a long time.
so we're hearing the same thing from others. There are other accounts of others, women that, for example, that went back, and even brothers that were men that went back. That when they went back, they realized they were like dirt. They were like dirt to everybody. And at that point, see, the confusion comes in, and you know, the question becomes, well, aren't Christian principles that to be loving and forgiving? And if you're repentant, there's love and forgiveness, and there's reparation, and you can go forward. And there isn't any such thing in that organization.
No,
But
they don't
yet-
follow Jesus. Nope.
No, right. No need to apologize. You can lie. It's theocratic to lie. And so, see, what this really does, and we're showing it. We are all showing it by our leaving. We're showing that we're going to separate out from others who approve of that anti-unchristian behavior. It's a separation process that's really taking place. And
But Joe, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was
Please.
just going to say, I've seen it both ways. So I think and maybe it depends on the congregation you're in, but I
Probably.
think it depends upon who you are and how well you're liked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I have seen people, an elder was disfellowshipped, and everyone kind of knew why. He committed adultery, and he was
I get-
repentant. And
I-
his wife stayed with him, or
I get-
let him, accepted her, and he was just fellowship for a while. He was put back in, and everybody was just so glad. And he was made an elder again eventually. And I have seen sisters disfellowshipped. And when I was in another state, ironically, it seemed as though sisters that were disfellowshipped for immorality were sought after by the brothers when they were reinstated.
Think of that one.
Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't my imagination. Other sisters were talking about it.
Think
But
of that
yeah,
one.
they were popular.
You know, what you're talking about is being impartial, or they are
Right.
partial. In other words,
Right.
they're maybe just looking for a chance to either forgive or looking for a chance to condemn. And all they need is an opportunity. And like you said, it depends on their partiality. Well, we're partial to this person. And I thought love's not supposed to be partial. No partial discussion. And see, in all ways, the society makes it crystal clear that they're not a loving organization. They're a power and control organization. And the ones that stay there favor that power and control. They favor it. The ones that are here don't.
Can I
They
share
even
something? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do they even talk that? I don't listen to JW anything except for ExJWs. But do they talk that much about love anymore like they used to?
Well, I don't see how they could.
It seems
I mean-
though it has to do more with loyalty to the organization than anything.
From my understanding, because my in-laws are still very active, and anyway, it's always an us against them mentality. That's what they teach.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
For us, and it's against them. You know, they're against us, and so it's not about even love within. They're not even talking about the love within. They're talking about you need to stay in, because if not, you know, you're in trouble because it's everyone else against you. And so it makes them feel like they have, it's imprisonment. It's what it is.
Yeah, you can't fake love. You just can't do it. It doesn't work.
No.
And they're not.
I agree with Seth right there. Because it could go farther, because it could go some farther because some worlds, some cultures, she shames her family honor, then the family will kill her, which is so sad, which is never under any circumstances acceptable.
Yeah, you're right.
When I lived in Texas, one that happened close to my home, not far,
No, that's true.
with Amina and Sarah Saeed.
Yeah. No, it's true. A lot of cultures are that way. The pride, family pride, is more powerful.
Family honor is worth more than their life. It's usually female, but sometimes it's male, which is unfair as well when it's one gender that's more targeted than the other more regularly.
Mm.
May I share a miracle with everybody?
Yeah.
This happened yesterday, and I don't know if people believe in miracles, but I certainly do. I was going up to Old Orchard, Maine, to be with my sister and her family, and I was going to do all the cooking. I was given a 14-pound free turkey, and my sister's very ill, so I obviously wasn't going there because I don't want to get sick. Well, I didn't know what to do. I said, I'm not cooking a 14-pound turkey for myself. So I called downstairs and spoke to the director. She also does Section 8 housing. And I said, look, Paula, I have this turkey and I'd like to donate it. Well, she said, Gail, I have a mother here with her 2 boys. And they were actually on Channel 5 News. Their whole place got burnt down.
Oh, my goodness.
She was at work. She's an aide and she takes care of one of the elderly tenants in my building. And she was here at work when her boys called her and said their place burnt down.
Oh, my goodness.
So I said, I'm going to start crying. So I said, Paula, I said, I had no idea. I said, it just came to me. So I gave them the turkey and I gave them some more food. And I watched the news and watched the horrific fire. It was just awful. And they have nothing. She wanted to go back in, but the fire department would not let her go back in to retrieve some of her things. So they actually have no clothes, nothing.
Do they have a place to live?
Paula, who runs the Section 8 here in Massachusetts, in this area, she got an apartment for them, but they don't have anything. So I just wanted to share that because to me that was, I had no idea. And here she was in her office the time I'm calling.
Wow.
So they come up and got the turkey and I gave her some other things.
That's beautiful, Gail.
Thank you. I just thought it was a miracle, really.
Someone can have a happy Thanksgiving because of you.
Oh, was the least I could do. And it worked out beautiful, really.
Yeah, thank you. Linda has been patiently.
Hi, Linda.
Want to say hi to Linda?
Hello, all. Hi. So that
Hi, Linda.
how you doing? So that
welcome.
article, you're doing okay?
I'm doing my best, and I just had to welcome y'all.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I was thinking about that article that is in the Watchtower. I believe it's a Watchtower from January 8, 1947. I keep hearing people relate to, it's about the excommunication. It's kind of like a recruiting thing for Catholics to be recruited as a Jehovah's Witness. You know, are you excommunicated? And this talks about all these things that's bad about being excommunicated. And then about 5 years later, the Jehovah's Witnesses take up disfellowshipping. So I've heard a lot of people say that with the Catholic Church, that shunning would happen, but I don't recall it in the article. And I just looked it up. It's not here. It doesn't say a shunning practice here. And when I've looked it up before, like as in now, are those that are excommunicated with the Catholic Church, if they are shunned, what I get is no. But what they don't get to do is take the bread and the wine, the whatever they call that. Yeah. So that's a big deal within that culture. So the shunning, I believe, was added by the Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't think, from everything I've looked at so far, that there was shunning happening within the Catholic Church. Maybe it was, but I haven't seen that.
No.
And
You've got to look at the number too there, Linda. The number of people being excommunicated, I just pulled it up over here, by the Catholic Church each year are a dozen or even fewer each year. So the
Wow.
shunning, that's what it says. It is believed to be a small number each year, possibly in the dozens or fewer.
There is no shunning. There never was.
Yeah, there's no
There
shunning.
was there was excommunicating in the Catholic Church. I had an article, but I threw it away. But the Catholic Church started it.
Right. So, but I keep hearing people relate to this article, or that there was shunning, like as if we've adopted shunning from the Catholic Church. I've just heard a few people say that, and we didn't. I think it got added on as like how it's been presented to us as a form of discipline, which implies it's some form of discipleship, right? So, and if you're a child and your parents are disciplining one of your siblings and everything, it's advised that you stay out of it and not get in the way of our parents disciplining one of our siblings, right? So that kind of makes sense, but that kind of infantiles us. It makes us a child again, to where we're not supposed to be thinking like an adult. Being shunned is socially unacceptable. If that kind of practice happens at your job, it's called icing, like cold ice, like you're icing them. And that's like, if you look that up and Googling, like that's forbidden on jobs. It's like you can go complain about it. It's incredibly unacceptable. It's punishment is what it is. It's considered, it's punishment. It is not discipline. So it's to convince us that it's Jehovah's loving provision, and they put it in the category of discipline, and we consider our brothers and sisters kind of our siblings, to not interrupt that kind of is a manipulating, coercive thing that we can easily buy into. But putting people in the hole while in prison and taking people away from community to be by themselves is the worst punishment you can do. And within this organization, we also need to keep in mind the doctrine that is brought up with the shunning, and that is that when we are in a state of being disfellowshipped, we are considered dead in God's eyes. If Armageddon happens, we won't survive Armageddon, and there will not be a hope for us to have a resurrection. We will be cast out into outer darkness. So it's not uncommon for elders to tell people that are disfellowshipped that Jehovah can't even hear their prayers. So when that's going on doctrinally in our minds, and that's what we were indoctrinated with, while people ignore us and look right through us, it's as though we are a ghost. It confirms the death that's really being manipulated for the person that's disfellowshipped. It's if people break a rule and you're part of a group or a club or something, sure, people should get kicked out, or they should, that should disqualify them. But expecting the whole group to shun you because you got kicked out is socially unacceptable. And, it's very 7th grade, Mean Girls, 7th grade kind of stuff, So, yeah. And it's pretty horrible. And it's intended to be horrible.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Linda. We want
Thanks,
to
Linda.
welcome Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. Good to see you.
If you want to say anything, Nicole, you can just unmute yourself. Just
Hi.
little.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hi there, Nicole.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you.
So, Nicole, are you being shunned?
Well, I'm disfellowship, so yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel?
Well, I've been shunned for like close to 30 years, so it's
Oh,
been
wow.
different things at different points. And I'm sorry, I'm tuning in late because I had another meeting.
Well, glad you came.
That's okay. Glad you
But
came. Yeah.
I was excited about this topic tonight, so I wanted to make sure I could at least join you for part of it. But I heard you guys. I know that there was mention of it being inhumane. I agree with that. I was disfellowshipped when I was 18, and you know, the nature of Jehovah's Witnesses is like it's isolating, right? So my biological family was not, because they were not Jehovah's Witnesses, there was separation there. So people within the congregation become like your extended family, like grandparents and aunts and uncles. And then and these people watched me grow up. And then when I was disfellowshipped, I remember my first real job, you know, besides like babysitting strawberries, I worked at a Walmart as a cashier. And people from the congregation would come through my checkout line and avoid making eye contact with me, not speak to me. It was surreal. And, you know, years later, my heart is shattered. You know, that abandonment wound is something that I've been working with for all these years. It destroys you. It just dehumanizes you.
Thank you for sharing that, Nicole. I know it's been difficult.
Nicole, we truly appreciate you mentioning that, but think too of the way it destroys the person doing that as well. I mean, they don't know that yet. They don't realize it yet, but it's destroying them as a person who could love. And we hope that they come to understand that. We truly do. The ones that are out there that are shunning, maybe they're ones that are listening right now, who are curious and nosy or whatever. Good. I'm glad they're listening. But just consider the opportunity to stop shunning and to accept something that you maybe didn't want to accept before. Because that's what so many of us here have done. And there's so much.
They have a right to shun? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, to accept the fact that they have the right to stop shunning. See, because right now they may feel that they just don't have that right to stop shunning. You know, you follow what I'm saying? They may feel obliged to, compelled to.
You are, because I promise there are individuals who are not that kind.
Oh yeah. Well, they're showing themselves. But the reality is, some just need the opportunity to find out the hard way that, man, I never should have done that. I never, ever should have done that. And I honestly, I just would want to let them know that there is forgiveness for you. I mean, we're here, we forgive those that have done that. We're not here to not forgive. And I hope it was
Christian. I'm not nearly that Christian. I'm not the sort that's going to turn the other cheek.
Well, look, I understand what you're saying, but it's a two-way street, and we all walk it. So, and it's all our opportunity to prove, to show, and it's our conscience, and I think when we use our conscience, everything good happens. I really believe that. Yeah.
Well, I think you can hear the anger in my voice.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you should be.
Suffer for deep-seated pain, and I know you understand that when your own family members do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we feel it. I mean, our 4 children that we brought into this world, We haven't heard from them in 3 years, going on 4 years. And we send them texts and send them cards, and we got a card returned to us. So we know where you're at, but you've been at it for a lot longer than we have.
I mean, I think the thing that I've had to do is I've had to separate out, like, accepting that people have free will and that they get to make, you know, choices. And so I can cognate, you know, in my mind, I can accept that.
Yeah.
But then there's the emotional fallout, you know, and that can be a little bit more challenging to deal with, I think. Is
no question.
When and getting at.
I told my family, if any one of them wanted to restore relations, every one of us is going to have to be a very good forgiver. And that, as you said, it's going to be a very big challenge. Very big challenge. I hope people, everyone involved, at least thinks deeper about it, regardless, because it means we're only alive for a certain period of time. And if we mess up the time that we're alive, there may be a do-over, but not that I'm aware of right now. And we have the opportunity now, while we're alive, to make some corrections. And I'd like to see those corrections. I really would.
Can I challenge?
My breath. I'm not. You know, and I have, and some of my, you know, I believe it. I feel that reincarnation it's real for me. Okay.
Yep.
So I trust that. No, not everything will be resolved in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Maybe things won't be resolved in 1,000 lifetimes.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and somewhere along the way, I chose this. Like, this is a soul contract. You know, that is my thinking on it. That's what I've come to understand. That I chose this experience of being, and I struggle with that. You know, I'm like, oh my God, why the fuck did I choose that? You know, accepting that that's my path. You know, because when you're alone, when you're abandoned, right, and that's your path. That's and then you're alone and like, okay, what's next? You know, and then I meet good people like you. Thank God. You know,
and we meet good people like you.
Same here. Hang in there, Nicole. I just want to welcome. I know Matthew, you've been on, but Nancy rarely comes on. So
thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, please hang in there. Nancy, you want to say hello? Just unmute yourself.
Hi, Fran, Joe. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Nancy.
We're doing
Hi.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi there, Dallas. I just want to say that I don't even know where to begin, but I'm becoming quite notorious with Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't know if people know this, but well, I am an ex-Jehovah's Witness, but my mom's a Jehovah's Witness. She has dementia, and she's in a nursing home. And there's a witness that's right next door to her. And, of course, I'm going to visit her all the time because the longer my mother's in there, the more awake she's becoming. And it's been absolutely wonderful. She looks forward to seeing me, and she's being deprogrammed in there. It's just great. It's just wonderful. And with that, other witnesses are coming in, visiting, and we're just all speaking together. I mean, the ones that are, you know, they're on the edge. They've just about had it with everything going on there. People are leaving. People are lonely. People are being called in back rooms. I am notorious because they're being called in back rooms because of me. So, so I'm continually witnessing and showing love. I'm demonstrating what a real Christian really should be. And it hasn't been easy. I've been out about It's going to be 4 years in February. But and I was lost for quite a while. I was for the first year. But I've been attending different churches, attending different women's Bible studies groups and men's that the churches actually have. And I am actually learning what the Bible really teaches. I knew nothing as a Jehovah's Witness. And they have it all wrong. They really do. And the rest of the churches, they don't have it right either. Nobody has all the answers, okay?
No.
But I think we could come to some sort of conclusion if we get ourselves out there into this world and talk to people. You know what I mean? That's my frustration, because I know other witnesses that ex-witnesses that are just staying to themselves, and they don't, well, I don't know, they claim to love people too. But loving people means getting out there, supporting people like you are doing, Fran and Joe. I see that. I'm more doing it in a visual sense, in going to nursing homes, going to Bible studies, going to churches. I'm asking religious leaders questions about, because I see the hypocrisy everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And I'm just sick and tired of it all. And I'm just calling everybody out on their stuff, but I'm doing it in a very tactful, kind, and loving way anymore. Not like the Jehovah's Witnesses did it. So I just have a whole different approach, and it's making me very strong.
Nancy, I have to add something, because we've met Nancy about 3 times now. And Nancy was one of those zealous pioneers in the congregation. And now you're a zealous pioneer for the ExJW communities. You're just you're just doing it on the other side. So we truly appreciate that, and keep it up.
Thank you.
I feel like we should have the announcements and clap for the pioneers, the ExJW pioneers.
Yeah, I pioneered for 14 years, and I don't intend to quit now.
Girl.
All right,
But it's a true pioneer. And I shouldn't even say pioneer. I'm going to say missionary.
That's right.
But yeah,
you know what?
I'm
you know
very
what, Nancy?
happy.
You know what, Nancy? Sometimes people are actually still in fear of that whole people of the world are under the influence of the devil. So sometimes they might not be so quick to go socialize and feel comfortable right off the bat until they come to realize that maybe that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. I'm going to tell you what empowers me is Holy Spirit. I actually have the Holy Spirit now. I didn't have it as a Jehovah's Witness. I had a relationship with my God, but I didn't have, I probably had the Holy Spirit, but I didn't realize what it really meant, and that it's really inside me. And I am seeing the difference in people. They are afraid of me, okay? And it's not that they should be. They're afraid of me because I carry Jesus Christ in me, okay? And they are from a demonic organization. So my own children, adult children, they're afraid of me too. And my youngest son, who's not a Jehovah's Witness, told me this. And I now know the reason why. And so, not that I want to scare them, but there's power in it. And I just want to tell all of you, we've had the power all along. These religions, they need these religious leaders to tell us what to do. Guess what? We don't need any of these religious leaders. Absolutely none of them. All we need is Jesus Christ. And that's what I've come to find out. And I have so much joy. I can't even tell you. And I'm still alone. But guess what? I'm not really alone, okay? Because I have my God, my Lord and Savior, and all the holy angels. And I know there's people out there that believe the same way I do. And I believe we'll all be gathered together someday. Who knows when, but anyway, I just want to throw my 2 cents in. Thank you.
Thank
you, Nancy.
I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm glad you found something that you're really enjoying right now. That's beautiful.
Nicole, do you have immediate family? Do you have an immediate family? I'm just curious. Do you have a support system? Do you have a family? of your own, like a husband, wife, kids? I don't know if she.
I'm divorced.
Okay.
I do not have children.
Okay. But do you have a support system at all?
Yeah. Are you worried I don't have people around me that give a shit about me?
No, I was just curious. I just want to know if you had an immediate family because
No, my family is extremely fragmented because of this religion.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no, and it's so yeah, no. My father you know, I'm 45, so what does it fucking matter what my parents are doing? You know what I mean? But no, I don't have them. And I wanted children very much, and it didn't happen for me. So I'm currently grieving a lost opportunity at motherhood. I do have people in my life who appreciate me.
Good.
But no one in my household, if that's what you're wondering.
No, I was just hoping for you, for your immediate family, not necessarily your siblings or your parents. I'm just talking about maybe your immediate family, meaning your husband, your children, or whatever. I mean, I'm all by myself too.
I have an aunt who is also disfellowship, so that's my father's sister.
Okay.
She lives in Texas, and I'm in upstate New York, so we do talk on the phone and we do text. And I have a brother, and he lives in North Carolina, and we do talk on the phone and we do text. So yeah, there's support there. There's people who understand what I've been through, if that answers the question. Yeah. They're not physically around lots of times, which is hard, because sometimes you just want someone to hold you, hug you, hold your hand.
I agree. It sucks being alone.
Yep. But for a long time, like it was like I did not want to tell people that I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. I didn't want to tell people that I was born into a cult, because like I was thinking about what they were thinking about it. And I thought, if I say that, they're going to think that I'm just massively messed up. And I have issues for sure. But lots of people do have issues for lots of reasons, but it was like this deep, dark secret. It wasn't until more recently that I've been more open about it, and my experience has been is that there are many people who are very understanding, even if they don't understand all the intricacies of, Jehovah's Witnesses. They're understanding of, the experience of being cast aside, and what it means to be abandoned, and things like that. But like over the years, I have an ex-husband, I have an ex-fiance, and I have ex-boyfriends. And like, I can remember times where, like you're dating and then you get to this certain point and I'm like, well, I'm going to have to say something about it, and it was like, oh, and I was like more probably worried about it than any of them ever were, and I think a lot of people just, can't really relate to it. Although I do find that people sometimes who have gone through a pretty heavy duty Catholic experience or what is it? Latter-day
The Mormons. Yeah.
Some Mormons, can relate. It seems like we can relate a little bit more. But thanks for asking.
You're welcome. And I'm glad you joined us, Nicole, because this is a platform for all of us, and everybody's going through something. Some are just starting out. Others are, been out for a while, like yourself. I've been out for a couple of years, but it took me 18 months to realize it. And, we don't judge each other. We're here to share and to comfort one another and to share our experiences. So I'm glad you joined, and I hope I didn't offend you by asking you.
Well, it was very personal. and I wasn't really comfortable with that, but I know that you were you had good intentions. So
Thank you. I did.
Nicole and Gail, I just want to remind you what I remind ourselves of. We're very serious friends.
Mm-hmm.
We're very serious friends.
So the way we met Nicole,
And you are very serious friends.
Oh.
You're acting like very serious friends.
the way we met Nicole, she came into our shop. Like she said, she's in upstate New York. And she brought in some lamps to be repaired. And
all my lights were broken. All my lights were broken. And you guys have fixed my lights.
The real
symbolic.
Symbolic, they are very pretty. She's got some very pretty lamps, by the way.
Well, that's good. We got you laughing anyway, Nicole.
That's the real new light.
Yeah, that is. And so anyway, I came back to the shop, and there Joe and Nicole are talking, and Nicole had spotted something on our refrigerator. We had a magnet about the watchtower, and and then we said we were Jehovah's Witnesses, and she goes, I don't believe this. She said, I was a Jehovah's Witness growing up, and she told us the whole story. And so I think you've been to the shop twice so far. And Nicole is a lovely person. She's a beautiful person. I've adopted her as our daughter because our son is 45. Our daughter is 44. Our other daughter's 42. And we have a lot of, and our other son is 40. So we have a lot of adopted children that we just love. And we love you, Nicole.
I love you too. I appreciate what you're doing here for us, and I'm very grateful that you're all here. I mean, this is support. This is support. So
we really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really need it.
Speaking of support, tomorrow is Thanksgiving here in the States, and I'm going to be doing a live show tomorrow night starting at 9, so we can just kind of check in with each other on how the day went. And I'll still be doing Saturday, so just for support.
Linda, is it your 9 o'clock in California?
Yes, 9 o'clock my time, California time, yes.
So it'll be 12 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
Midnight? Oh, geez.
Okay. Matthew's been waiting. We want to just welcome Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
He's taking it.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Hello, everybody. Fran and Joe, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just very pleased to be with you. I think Nicole B. has said it well for all, and I'm very grateful. So thank you very much. Good to be with you.
Thank you for joining us, Matthew.
Thank you for all you do, Matthew.
And Matthew has a YouTube channel. If you just go on Matthew Malay Gray, he gets into some pretty deep stuff, and he has some really nice music and videos on there too.
Yeah.
We love watching your videos.
Keep it coming, Matthew.
Matthew has a lot of experience in the JW world. We'll just leave it at that.
Can I chime in? Because Matthew, I did check out your YouTube channel, and I checked out some of the music videos that you created, and the lyrics, the words were very very touching. So, I don't know exactly what your experience was, but there was something in there that moved me. I just appreciate your art form. Wanted to say thank you for doing that. I remember one of the ones was, about roots, and we think about it like a tree. One of the lyrics were about a tree, and like a great big tree. I mean, it's gone through a lot of strain and suffering, you know, conflict and chaos to get to that point. And I mean, I hate to say it, but that the things, it's such a cliche, but the things that don't kill us make us stronger, you know. And you put it a little bit more eloquently in some of the lyrics. But yeah, please keep making your music videos. They're cool.
I agree.
Yes, we love watching them too, Nicole. Thank you for saying that. We have a few more minutes. We quit at 9 o'clock. So if anybody else wants to come on, or any of the ones that are on would like to say anything, please do.
If I could just share one more thing. Last year, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer, and my husband also was very ill. He's since passed in September 2nd.
Oh,
I'm still dealing with my cancer. The treatments are over, but hoping that I'll have a full recovery. I have a PET scan coming up on December 1st. So, but I just want to give you a little testimony to all of you. Last October, I just felt I couldn't do this anymore. Between the shunning, my illness, I knew I was sick. Actually, I got diagnosed January of 2025, but 24 of October, I knew I was sick. And of course, my husband was very sick with stage 5 renal failure, heart failure, and I just couldn't handle anything anymore. And so I just surrendered to Jesus Christ. I mean it. I had to. I couldn't do it anymore because, for so long, we just try to do things on our own, thinking, yeah, well, as a witness, I always thought, well, I am letting him take my burden. I really wasn't. So I really just unload it. And that's how I came to this point. So for anybody that's struggling and lost, and I just want to tell you that since I've done that, I've experienced true peace. I mean it. In all that I'm dealing with, my husband's death, my cancer, the shunning, I mean, it's just ongoing, everything. I've lost about everything you can lose, okay, except my life yet. And even if that happens, whether I live or die, I belong to my God. So that doesn't even matter to me anymore. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with all of you because it's just a horrible experience we've all been through. And I've really found so much joy and peace. And I would love for all of you to experience that. And you know what? It's so simple about it. We don't have to be qualified by any religious leader. Okay? All you have to do is go to him. He'll teach you what to do. I'm telling you right now. He qualifies us. He really does. He will help you. We don't have to be perfect. We go to him as sinners, and he helps us along the way to do what we need to do to be accepted. So I just wanted to share that with all of you because I love all of you. I really do. And I love all my community that I left. And that's why I continue to do what I do. And I'm sure this is why all of you do what you do. We're all doing it in different ways. And, it's just wonderful. It's just really wonderful. But thank you for allowing me to share that.
Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And sorry to hear about your husband, right? Sorry.
Thank you very much.
And that's great news that you found, hoping our God and Savior right there. And the Spirit is another one of them that you have your faith in God the Father, Son, and Spirit.
Absolutely.
Because I've visited different churches as well and found some good points, but sometimes you visit one more than other because it fits you the best. Because we need a community, we need camaraderie. That's the way God made us.
Yes, he did. What I'm seeing though too is I will never ever join another religious institution out there. I don't mind visiting them now that I'm free to do that, because as a witness, we couldn't. But now that I'm allowed to, I have no fear going into churches. I have no fear going into Bible studies. And it's such a good feeling to go. And I mean, you actually learn things. This is how we're supposed to
Yeah,
learn things, by being with other people, sharing
yeah,
opinions, sharing what we know. That's how we all learn, you know? And so it's
Be
just
careful
wonderful.
saying never, though, Nancy.
Oh,
We always
believe
have
me.
to be on
Are you,
guard.
are you kidding? No, absolutely never. Because I see what they're teaching. They're still teaching lies, every single one of them. So I can't be part of any sort of lie, you know? So
Hey,
no, that's not possible.
Nancy, may I share something with you?
Sure.
Okay, really, but is that okay?
Yes.
There's a quote that I came across years ago, that really, you know, meant something to me, and it was, and of course, I was born into a religion that, may you be blessed to be born in one religion and die in another. You know, no religion can contain love. No religion
I
can.
agree.
I think
No.
it can become an expression. You know, it can be a method or a way for you to express
Mhm.
love. Oh, no human religion can contain the vastness and expansiveness of love.
I agree.
So, you know, like,
boy.
I for people to identify with something that works with them and for them.
Hmm.
You know, in the end, it's love that transcends all human understanding. Or at least that's, you know, my take on things.
I
Absolutely.
agree. I agree. I believe religion is demonic, all of it.
It is. It is.
Government's best invention.
Absolutely.
So Matthew says, "Oh, Nancy Scott, you providing the right words where some of us can't." And Happy says to Matthew, "You are never useless, Matthew. You are well loved and respected." And also, we had someone listening online from Washington State, and he said, "This conversation is very emotional to listen to. So if you can tell everyone that they are beautiful people and we are all going to get through these massive hurdles together and have a good life. Love you all."
Oh, that is
Mhm.
so awesome. Thank you for
Beautiful.
that, Mr. Washington person. That is so confirming. That's awesome.
Thank you for
There,
all being present.
there,
Yes.
there's days when we just don't feel up to our usual or even just anything. So that was very confirming. Thank you.
That's what the next day is for. The next day, after we've been quiet in the dark with our thoughts reaching as high as we possibly can, that's what the next day is for. And there's life in the next day. We contain that life. And we're built, we're designed, we're the containment of it. And we share it, and it gives each other. It gives each other more than we can ever need. And I truly appreciate the people here doing that.
I do
really
too.
Every one of you.
We need this. We all need
Yep.
this.
Yep.
And just a heads up for next week, we have a special guest coming on. Many of you know Deanna Elise Moore. She's in Ecuador, and she does all kinds of therapy. She is scheduled to come on if everything works out next week. So we look forward to that, and we appreciate everyone coming on. I know we haven't had a big opportunity where you can all come and speak because we've had different guests, but this is important too. So
And
She's really something.
yeah, she is.
And to remind everyone, when we left, my goal was to have a directory of everyone around the world, so we could connect with each other.
Yeah.
Never alone.
We got a
Never
phone
alone.
call today from Dan and Angelo. They're traveling around the United States, and they said, Fran, can we have so-and-so's number? They wanted two people's numbers, and we freely gave it to them because, we know that they know them and everything. But so if you need someone in your area, let us know.
Or
Maybe
out of the area.
Or out of the area. And meetups are really great. So, put yourself around people.
Yeah.
We appreciate what you
You're
did.
not alone. You're simply not alone. You are not alone.
Gail, we appreciated what you did with your 14-pound turkey.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be selfish with our 13-pound, and we're going to eat.
If I find someone else, I'm going to share.
Thank you.
I want to ask y'all how you going to fix that turkey.
We're going to put it in the oven and put it on low and let it cook nice and slow, and put some fresh rosemary, olive oil, salt, garlic.
Sounds good.
And we'll see how it turns out.
So what time does everybody have dinner? Let me ask that. There's a controversial one. What time does everyone start?
What time? We're going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I thought y'all gonna cook that turkey by injecting it with marinade, Cajun. I thought it was Cajun or Creole marinade, and then deep fried in a kettle of oil.
That sounds good.
Sorry.
The Louisiana way, or in Texas, we smoke like them smoked, and y'all gonna finish the meal off with some sweet potato pie or some pecan pie.
Pie sounds good.
Pecan?
I'm stuffing a chicken instead of a turkey.
There you go.
Well, it's just me. I'm not making a turkey for me.
Yeah.
But there's a guy down the hall who doesn't have anybody. I'm going to share dinner with him.
That's nice.
I've already started. I made split pea soup, and I've done started. I'm going to be by myself tomorrow as well, and I think I'm going to make some lasagna because I'm just Italian like that, and just let the day go as it goes, and just mosey and
more people that hear it, you may get some company. You never know.
Why y'all can have some? Y'all can even have some Indian food tomorrow, because they're usually open that day on Christmas. Indian.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
Nice.
All the JWs will be at the Chinese places.
What about the Indian?
Can I chime in here?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead, Nicole.
Yeah.
Hi. My father is active Jehovah's Witness, and for years now, they don't call it Thanksgiving, but he's been putting on turkey dinners for Jehovah's Witnesses, either on Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving. He does not invite his disfellowship daughter. They do not call it Thanksgiving.
No.
But from where I'm standing, it sure does look like Thanksgiving. And
Every congregation ever.
You're correct, Nicole. They do that up here in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
they have turkeys.
It's a thing.
Yep.
What you do.
The whole thing, it's like such an American thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Is there anything comparable to it, like in other parts of the world?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Well, Canada
Yeah.
celebrates
there
it, but they
is.
celebrate it. Matthew, how about South Africa? What do you do there? Any celebration?
Sorry, Fran, struggling to talk.
Oh, that's okay. Just wondered if you did any kind of, if you're in your country, do they do any celebrating like they do in this country?
Not really, but we've got all the wine estates here. It's a different culture. There's almost like a Mardi Gras that happens. It's very mixed culture,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. Sorry, lots to explain. I'm not able to articulate at the moment.
Okay.
A friend of mine's Vietnamese. She lives in the building. She doesn't celebrate either. No, they don't celebrate Turkey Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean is
It's
coming
kind of a day of genocide for some people, so they don't quite. Not everybody celebrates it.
That's right. That's
true.
Right.
Well, everybody have a wonderful day tomorrow, no matter what you do.
That's right.
You too.
I think that I've learned about some Afghan immigrants, Afghan Americans that celebrate, but they have their own dishes along with the American Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So Afghans, they have, and some have other, be flexible, have some Afghan food, whatever Indian.
Eat whatever you want, but just be grateful for it, right? Give
Right
thanks.
on.
If you're not having a Thanksgiving, have a Friendsgiving, have a Foesgiving,
Mhm.
have a Dogsgiving, have whatever you want. Just be grateful. So I just
Right
want to
on.
say thank you guys for all coming here. I
God.
do hope that all our American friends do have a wonderful Thanksgiving this weekend. Do it upright. Please consider checking us out on Discord, guys. We're getting ready to launch our Holiday Haven Lounge coming up in December. So we're going to be doing a few fun activities, sharing pictures, recipes, all the fun stuff from this upcoming season. So if you do come across any good recipes, let me know next week, please. I'll post them on Discord too. Thank you to Joe and Fran again for being here this week. Thank you to everybody. Everybody knew it was nice to meet you. And I think that's all I have to say, Joe, to you.
Well, keep
Good night.
living. Let's all keep
So
living.
Fran and Joe, I think Sean has set off the example here well. So you asked if in South Africa we do Thanksgiving. Well, we do now. Sean has,
There you go. Yeah, do
Sean
it.
has started us off.
I love it. You just adopt it.
So I'm thankful and I'm grateful for everybody here. We might repeat these things, but it's like daily bread, right? You don't stop because we've had daily bread for how many years. So the gratitude and the thanks, we still repeat it. That's the deep respect that we bring, and I think that's very important.
And I think we can share it because we've all shared it here.
Yeah,
for sure. Can I just add one thing for anybody that is alone tomorrow night? Linda, I think a Pasta Babe is going to be going live. Is that true, Linda?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So look for Linda on her channel or on our channel. I know there's events going on Discord. So if you guys need somebody to hang out with, there's all kinds of meetups right away. So we
And
hope
if
to see
anybody
you.
wants to connect with anyone either here or anywhere or anyone else, let us know.
Okay.
We have
Thank you.
numbers.
Yep. Yeah, don't be alone, please. We're here. Call us.
We love you.
We love you.
You-
Like your dog too.
Nicole, your dog looks so comforting to sit with.
Oh, is he a beagle?
Mostly.
That's beautiful.
This is what happens when a rogue beagle knocks up a border collie.
Oh. He's cute. I love beagles.
That's a nice dog out there.
Yeah, we'll see more of your dog soon.
Yeah. What's your dog's name?
I have a dog that came with the name Goose.
Goose. Goose. Yep.
It's very entertaining when I see my dog named Goose chasing geese. He doesn't do so much of that anymore. He turned 16 in October. But
Oh, so
back in the day, he was a whole
he looks like he's well loved.
Yes, he does.
Hey, thank you.
Good night, Joe.
Thank
you.
Good night. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
We love you all. Keep living your life.
Y'all.
Good night,
Thank you
Gail,
all.
Ellis,
Good night.
Linda, Annie.
Oh, Fran, my daughter didn't get any of her mail. I don't know what they do with the mail.
Oh,
She didn't get
dear.
anybody's cards or mail,
Oh,
so
that's
I
too
don't know
bad.
what the heck they're doing.
Well, we'll let you know if we get it back, but maybe eventually she will. We haven't
I think you would
received
have gotten it back by now.
Well, sometimes it takes a good month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm supposed to send everything to Florida and then back up to Massachusetts. I don't get it.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
dear. Well,
Um,
we're
Well, I'll be
thinking.
thinking about her tomorrow.
Yes, we'll be thinking of her
Yeah.
too. Heather. Her
Yeah.
name is Heather.
Okay,
Our
thank
thoughts
you.
on all of you.
Love you all.
I
Good
love
Yeah,
night.
you too. Good night.
Bye.